Hello everyone, welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, October 17 show that Lois Cerullo met Eddie Main, alias Ned Quartermain, in the Quartermain kitchen and forced him to say he recognized her. Lois didn't think Eddie could forget all the times they shared and flashed back to a montage of their history. Eddie didn't recall anything other than Lois appearing familiar. Lois joyfully greeted Harrison Chase and acted as if he was lucky to be with her daughter. Lois ended up rehashing her past with Eddie, who didn't really exist because Ned was living a double life and married another lady while he was married to her. Despite not remembering any of it, Eddie was sorry for how he treated Lois back then, if it was true. Lois ranted about one Eddie, conveniently ignoring how many Eddies were in there. Lois also reminded Eddie that she eventually married Ned Ashton Quartermain and had some good experiences with him before they split. Although Lois pitied Eddie for forgetting, he insisted he didn't need her sympathy and marched off. Lois apologized to Chase for all the turmoil, but he stated he could tell where Brooke Lynn got her passion and eventually accepted Lois' hug. Gregory Chase arrived in Hamilton Finn's apartment for backgammon night because Violet Finn was sick. Gregory said he came to settle a score and astonished Tracy Quartermain by thanking her for moving things along when it came to telling Chase the truth. Tracy stated she was sad about Gregory's diagnosis and enjoyed a lovely moment with him after he opened up to Tracy about his ALS symptoms and beat her at backgammon. Pilar waited close with Avery Corinthos, Ava and Grace Scarola at the PCPD, while Jocelyn Jacks told Dante Falconeri that Ava Jerome was in trouble. Jocelyn recapped the entire story and all the clues, so Dante set off to assist Ava based on what he'd learnt. Jocelyn also spoke with Avery, who was upset over missing Sonny Corinthos and Nina Corinthos' wedding. When Jocelyn mentioned that Nina and Sonny would take Avery somewhere special later, Avery was overjoyed. Dex Heller then searched the vacant basement where Ava was last seen and spoke on the phone with Damian Spinelli regarding the property. Although Dex initially saw no indication of Ava, he soon discovered a piece of her torn blouse and realized she'd been there. Spinelli continued researching and was able to point Dex in the direction of the roadway that Mason Gatlin had driven Ava on. Spinelli called Jocelyn with updates after losing communication with Dex, before she called Dante to update him as well. Ava told Mason in a car that she realized he was merely obeying his boss' orders, but she urged him to disobey this time since Sonny could come after him. Ava tried to persuade Mason that she'd cover for him if he let her go now, but Mason refused. Despite Ava's efforts to talk her way out of this issue, Mason rants about her thinking he was trash and how she blew her chance to be with a real man instead of Austin Gatlin Holt. Cyrus Renault thanked Austin at G8 for testifying and assisting him in obtaining his freedom. After Austin claimed that they had an agreement, he persuaded Cyrus to let Ava go because she didn't know the boss' identity and wasn't a threat. Austin was called away to care with a patient, but Cyrus eventually phoned Mason and urged him to take Ava home. Mason tried to object, but Cyrus insisted that the problem had been settled satisfactorily and warned him once more to take Ava home. Unfortunately, Mason hung up and decided to do things his way, so he began dragging Ava out of the car and toward the nearest cliff. Dex arrived with his revolver drawn before Mason could toss Ava off it. Ava encouraged Dex to take the shot, but Mason fired at him, forcing him to duck. As a result, Ava ran back toward the car, as Dex and Mason wrestled on the ground. Mason had hauled Dex over to the cliff and was about to throw him over when Dante arrived. Dante put a few bullets into Mason's back before taking his pulse. Mason was unconscious, but he was still breathing, and Dante pointed out that individuals like him generally lived. Dex untied Ava from her bonds, while Dante brought paramedics to the site. Dante also questioned Ava about why she was seized, and she stated that she suspected Mason's supervisor ordered it. Although Ava didn't know who Mason's boss was yet, she was definitely eager to find out and make them regret it. Carly Spencer was upset when she learned that Drew Kane might be sent back to prison soon. Drew recognized that he'd healed somewhat, but Carly was concerned that those who came after him in Pentonville would complete the job. Both Carly and Drew were taken aback when Cyrus entered Drew's room. Cyrus stated to Carly that he was released for medical reasons since he didn't have the ability to harm anyone. Cyrus apologized for any past disagreements with Carly, stating that this was before he discovered the Lord. Even back then, Cyrus assured Carly that he had no ill will and wished to make peace. Carly warned Cyrus not to hold his breath, but Cyrus hoped she might appreciate the way he came to Drew's rescue in the prison showers following his trauma. Drew and Carly were taken aback when Cyrus explained that he had saved Drew, who would have died if he hadn't been found. Cyrus insisted that seeing Drew look so wonderful was enough and left. Carly spoke about Cyrus finding a legal loophole and how it was unjust for someone like him to be free while Drew was imprisoned for insider trading. Carly also warned Drew that Cyrus was dangerous and shouldn't be out on the streets. When Jocelyn called, she told Carly that something had happened and asked her mother to come home. Back at the Quartermain home, Eddie admitted to Tracy that Lois was driving him insane and complained about how he wasn't the same guy everyone remembered. Eddie's mind was racing, so he sat down at the piano to play some music, as it was the only thing that helped. Tracy visited Lois in the kitchen and claimed credit for saving Brooklyn's relationship with Chase, but Lois retorted that Tracy blackmailed her daughter to get what she wanted. According to General Hospital spoilers, Tracy and Lois' feud is about to get even worse, so stay tuned. Tracy Quartermain is subjected to a lecture from Lois. General Hospital spoilers for October 18, 2023 include angry voices, justifications, actual talk, and much more. You will not want to miss a single second of this brand new episode. Highlights from General Hospital. Lois has a quarrel with Tracy, Jane Elliott. Actually, there are several. A battle between these two was as unavoidable as it was anticipated. Tracy's care of Brooklyn is at the top of Lois' priority list. What on earth was Granny thinking? Imagine Lois' surprise when Tracy states that forcing Brooklyn to commit corporate espionage was in the best interests of the artist formerly known as BLQ. Lois' acceptance that Tracy thinks exactly what she says is equally galling. But does this mean that the Brooklyn bombshell will give her ex-mother-in-law a pass? Meanwhile, Austin is likely to place Dex in the hot seat. The not-so-good doctor has questions, specifically regarding an endangered Ava, and Dex has answers. Will the second coming of Jason, however, inform Austin of what he and Jocelyn discovered? Curtis and Portia had only been married for 5 minutes when everything went to hell in a handbasket. The truth of Trina's paternity was revealed first. Curtis then dumped his ex-wife. Curtis and Portia were arguing about it when Curtis was hit by a bullet and became paralyzed from the waist down. According to GH spoilers, the two are finally coming together to tackle their many problems. Will the heartfelt conversation be enough to set husband and wife on the right track? Is a divorce on the cards for them? Though her past has been revealed in dribs and drabs recently, Blaze remains a rather blank slate. But thanks to a conversation with Christina, that has all changed. Carly has an update for Sunny in Port Charles. He needs to know what Cyrus said to her and Drew when he came to see him in the hospital. Will what she tells him compel Sunny to cut short his honeymoon and return to Port Charles? So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.